Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Tea and Crystals podcast. We are so happy to have you all back with us in 2024. Crystal, can you believe we are in 2024?
I sure can't. I
It,
I'm it's crazy.
it's a
2024.
24. Like, we owe, anyway, because I ain't finna tell these people my age.
I was about to
But,
say.
but, ooh, we goddamn. Um, we're so happy to be back with you all. We missed you very much. We had a wonderful break from you. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. It's like your kids sometimes. You guys send them little bastards to daycare so you can get a break from them. Moms and dads out there, parents, y'all know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you just need a break, and we just need a little breather so we could recoup our energy to give it back to you all in 2024. But speaking of our breaks, Crystal, how was your holiday break?
It was really good. It was very low key. I mean, I saw you for some of it, so that was
Mm-hmm.
really fun. It was good to see you and the family.
Mm-hmm.
Spend some time with some old coworkers and friends. And I think that probably the most exciting gift we got was the we got an Oculus in our house. So for any of you guys who don't know, that's like the virtual reality, the goggles that go over and everything like that. Um, so we got one of those, and it's been an adventure. I will say that. One thing I will say, I'm really surprised about. And I don't know why I should be surprised, because granted, this was the Quest 3, so I'm assuming that's the third generation or whatever. Like, but I was really surprised by how many like children are on this, because you can go when you create your little avatar or whatever, you can go in this thing called like Horizon Worlds, where you're with other people who are on the game as well, and so you're able to talk to them in real time.
What?
Yeah, and it's very surprising, and like when you're playing games and stuff like that, there are other people. Like, because we just started, we decided to keep it real simple. So I went to the fishing game. It's like Bob's Fishing or something like that. And when I first got in, first of all, it was like the first prompt it asked me was like, "Do you want mute assistance?" Which is basically like, "Do you want us to assist you in making sure you're not in an area where there's like any cursing that could possibly going on or anything like that?" And I'm like,
Mm.
I'm an adult, like I don't need a mute assistant. So I was
Big
like, no.
mistake.
I went in there and I felt like this was a private conversation. They were
Oh
just
my
talking about
God.
someone's punani
Ding-a-ling?
and
Oh.
some sort of infection, and I was like, "Oh,
Oh.
okay. Let me leave." Left that. And when I went back in, it said mute assistant. I said, "Yes, yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
Mute
Oh
assistant."
my. Not y'all talking about somebody coochie falling off the bone. What is going
Just
on?
And so after that, once I got that, you're in there with like five or six other people, and like the very first person who came up to me, he's holding a fish, and it's a child. They're like, look at me, I got a fish. Do you see this?" And I'm like, "Oh, cool." Well, they can't hear me. That took forever figuring out how to get my mic to work. So they're like, "Can you hear me?" And
Oh.
I'm like, my avatar's like, and they're like, "Ha ha 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 ha," and I'm just like. And then
And
he's
you
like, "Wait, wait,
know.
wait, 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 wait." And then he takes a picture of me, and his avatar hands me the picture, and I could like
Oh,
grab it. And then I didn't know what to
what?
do with the picture. I'm like, "Do I put it in my pocket?" I'm like, my avatar's like going like
And then to him,
this.
you're just dropping it on the ground over and over.
And finally, and I couldn't figure out how to get rid of the picture. So
Mhm.
then the only thing, there's an X on it. So I go to click the X to like be like, "Okay, I'm done seeing it." And he was like,
Oh.
don't click the X, don't click the X." And he like grabs the picture from me, and I'm like, "Okay."
Mm.
And I'm just like,
You was
and it
about to
shows a little
delete
emoji.
that picture
I
in that
guess
child
so.
face.
Yes.
That
Yes.
is so evil.
So then when I left there,
Mm,
I went into Horizon Central, which is basically like this city center type thing. And you're just in it with a bunch of people. I want to say there's like 10 or 15 people or something like that.
mm,
And like my brother got one as well. So me and him are both in it. And there's just children. Like they're giving you
Mm.
little donuts. They're like they have a little bubble gun, so they're like shooting you with bubbles and they're like freeze, hands up or something like that. And I'm just like, where are the adults in this
Because I
game?
wouldn't have been like, get your words away from me like that.
And my
Mm-mm.
brother, he's having a grand old time. He's like, oh no. He was like, oh no, you got me.
Mm.
Oh no. Oh, you're going to take my hat. Okay, take my hat. Like being so nice to them. And I'm just like,
Man.
I didn't realize there was this many children in there.
Because
So
I would have gotten in the middle of that, and all of a sudden my avatar would have disappeared because I would have pulled that shit out the wall. I can't. I'm not coming in here to play with y'all kids. Goodbye.
I
Mm-mm.
mean, and it's, I will say it is kind of fun, being around the younger ones and everything like
Mm.
that. But I do wonder if there's a way to be like, okay, I want to be with a certain age group,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to come in here and hear a bunch of children who are still figuring out their R's and their W's and stuff like that.
Oh, not they was that young. I feel uncomfortable in here. Get me out of here
Yeah, it
with the
was. That's kind of
swiftness.
how I felt. I was like, I
Mm-mm.
don't think I'm supposed to be in this room with y'all.
Mm,
I
mm-mm.
really
Because
hope
now I
your
feel
parents are
like,
monitoring this because you can talk to them in real time.
yeah, and I'm in here babysitting for free. Get me. I don't want to. What kind of world is this? This is hell. Get me out of here.
That's what it felt like. Like, okay, I'm just gonna watch your kids for you. I don't do that.
Mm-mm. Absolutely, especially not over the holiday season. Y'all ain't finna
Right.
get me. Mm-mm.
So, but it's a cool little game. I mean, I've only
Mm.
got to experience it for the a couple hours. I haven't been on it since. I figured out how to talk to somebody, which was fun. Which was funny because when I finally figured it out and I came back into this little thing, I was like, "Can you hear me?" And the guy didn't say anything. I was like, "Oh," I was like, "I guess no one can hear me." He was like, "Oh no, I can hear you." I was like, "You can hear me?" He was like, "Yeah, I can hear
Mm.
you." I was like, "Yay!" And my avatar went like this, and confetti popped out.
Oh my god.
And he was like, "Yay!" And confetti popped out of him. And I'm just
Oh
like,
my goodness.
"Okay, I'm going to
Mm-mm.
bed now." And he was like, "Me too."
Not you was in Barbie world. That's what
I
that gives
was
me. You was
a little bit.
in like you was in the Barbie movie.
Right. So I'm excited to see what else the
Mm,
game has to offer.
mm.
So
Well,
yeah,
let me
that was
know when
my
you find the Oppenheimer version of the because I want the dark.
look.
I want the
Look.
adult. I want the dark. I don't want nobody talking about coochie falling off the bone, but I want the
Look.
darkness.
Right. I'm definitely gonna have to explore that. But speaking of Oppenheimer, the
Hmm.
Golden Globes were this past
That
weekend. Did you see
show,
that?
what I did not see them. I didn't know until this morning that they happened. To be honest,
I mean, I get it. You're in Denmark, so it's like,
yeah, yeah. I had
whatever.
no idea that they were happening
Yeah.
until I saw that certain people were winning, and I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah, I will. I didn't really watch too much of it to be honest. I know Joe Coy was the like host of it or whatever, and
Hmm.
I like Joy Coy. I mean, he's Filipino. He's a comedian. I've always enjoyed his
Hmm.
shows. I
Yeah,
went to
he's
one of his
really funny.
shows. Yeah, I went to one of his shows in Norfolk, and one of the things I really liked about going to his shows is that he has Netflix specials like a lot of comedians, and you
Hmm.
can obviously tell that some of the jokes were from his Netflix specials, and he
Hmm.
acknowledges that now that the Netflix special is out, a lot of you guys are going to hear some of these jokes that were already in there. So he
Hmm.
also brought in original stuff. He did this whole segment where he was joking about how the younger generation's music sucks and was like playing different songs like Boys to Men, and he's like you don't hear these songs anymore where you can put a song on and the whole audience will just know like multiple
Hmm.
generations.
Yeah.
And like he played like let's make love words. I'm trying to get them. It's been 2 weeks, y'all. We can't speak. I'm afraid to read.
Because Crystal and I had a pre-show meeting where I'm trying to be on my best behavior, but she is making it hard tonight.
I'll make love to you, or
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
it's so hard to say
She said,
goodbye to
"Let's
yesterday.
make love tonight."
I know. I
I
was
can't.
like, that's not right.
Uh-huh.
Stuff like that. But
Yeah.
where the song started playing and the whole audience just went in on it. And he's just like
Mm.
with the microphone, like, because he was speaking to one particular person. He was like calling one
Mm.
particular person out or whatever, which was funny. But his show was really good. However,
Mm.
I'm hearing, I didn't see the opening monologue, but I'm hearing that it
Mm.
wasn't that great. It didn't
That's what I
hit
heard.
with some people. And I'm hearing that he even acknowledges, like, these jokes aren't hitting with y'all. Like,
Mm-hmm.
blame the writers, something like that. I
And
don't
he
know.
did. I thought that was kind of lame. Like,
Mm,
it's at the end of the day, when you coming out there, it's your material. Like, I know them writers wrote
yeah,
that stuff, but you have the final say because too many people have been on that stage who have done well,
right.
who have also had writers, and I understand. Maybe not all the top writers are back after the writer's strike or whatever, whatever. Maybe they weren't available.
Yeah,
However, the onus is on you, player. Talking about I just got this job 10 days ago. 10 days is a long time to prepare to
yeah,
host something. You know what I'm
right.
saying? You don't need
Yeah.
months to prepare a monologue. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I guess throughout the rest of the show, his appearances were, kind of limited and the more subdued. And people were like, they don't know if that was actually a planned decision, if that was what it was
what
always going
they
to be, or if that was made on the spot. But I will say
why
this.
they pulled the plug.
This is probably the first thing that Joy Coy did that was big like this. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's not like he's had late night shows and I mean,
Yeah.
he's really only had, comedy specials on Netflix every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, it was a new thing for him. He's lived, he's learned. I'm hoping he'll be
Mm-hmm.
given another chance to do something to that caliber and he'll be able to make up for it. Uh
Grand opening,
but
grand closing.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
very happy to say that one of my favorite actors, Robert Downey Jr., he did win a Golden Globe
Oh, he
um,
did.
for Best Supporting Actor. And apparently he
Mm.
made lots of jokes and they did hit. So
Mm.
not that
Okay.
difficult considering who it is. Uh, he
Well.
knows how to work a crowd. I love
Mm-hmm.
I love Robert Downey Jr. I guess there were some awkward moments with some pairings. Kevin Costner and American Ferrera were paired together to present. But there were some good
That
ones.
okay.
Kristen Wiig and Will Ferrell were up there making jokes. Um,
I didn't understand. I did see their little skit thing, and it was very like mid-season SNL when nobody's really watching. For me, because I'm like, okay, I get how this could be funny, but I think it was the timing and their reactions to the music, and then their reactions to each other reacting to the music, and it just went on a little, like the actual dance break went on too long, and the
yeah,
music was too obscure,
yeah.
and it wasn't loud
I
enough. Like everything went wrong with that for me.
You know what? When it comes to the SNL type trope, I guess
Hmm.
it's a hit or miss with me. I've
Yeah.
never watched SNL like religiously or anything like that. Like I'll
Hmm.
see little clips here and there, but to me, a lot of times I've never watched it because it's never been a big funny thing for me.
Hmm.
I get when things get when a particular clip goes does really really well and I'll watch it. I'll understand it, but for the most part, just as a regular viewer, just it's never really been one of my I'm with you. I've never really quite, I don't want to say understood. I understood it, but I've never really found it all that humorous.
Yeah,
um
for a while I did watch SNL. I never missed an episode of
mhm,
SNL.
right.
Especially what's the lady name from the Barbie movie, the one that was all drawn
Tina,
on and stuff.
oh, Kate McKenna.
Kate, Kate McKinnon, yeah.
Mhm.
When she was on there, I never missed an episode for real, for real. And I've tried to keep up with some of them, like the really big ones, since moving away and stuff. But
Right.
and I really do like Kristen Wiig. I think she is
Yeah.
hilarious. She was one of my favorite people on SNL when she was
Yeah.
on there. But it was just something about
That
that
particular
last
skit.
night that just did not hit.
I agree. I really like Kristen Wiig. I've always really liked Tina Fey as well, and Kate McKenna.
Mm,
I really always really liked her as well. I'm sure there's some male ones in there as well. don't know all their names. Sorry.
Mm.
Anyways, the biggest surprise was that Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse did not win in one of their categories. I can't remember which one. But I don't know if it was like the best animation or something like that.
Mm.
Instead, it went to The Boy and the Heron, which is don't make me say this man's name. He's Japanese. It's an
Mm,
anime,
okay.
which
Mm.
I am for. I haven't seen this particular anime, um, but I really the studio Glibs Gib. I'm really bad
Is
with
it
names.
GB
Yeah, something like that.
Studio? Job. All right, here we go. The
Y'all
anime
know
fans are in the comments.
y'all know what I
Oh
mean.
my god.
They were on HBO Max at one
I think
point,
it's
like all the
GB.
movies. Yeah, like all those movies, and I remember I just had a full on marathon. Like I really enjoy I enjoy animes in general. If you need a good feel good anime that's going to make you laugh and cry at the same time, I definitely recommend Fruits Baskets. Like one of my favorite. I'm pretty sure it's plural Fruits Basket
Mm.
if I'm saying it right. But anyways, I will say Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, both the first one and the second one, I really love those movies. I think they did a phenomenal job on them. Um, I hope they're going to be doing more. I'm assuming they are. Uh, but yeah, I really like those movies, and I was kind of hoping they would win, but I'm not mad about who did win. And then finally, Lily Gladstone, she did make history. She became the first Indigenous actress to win a Golden Globe for a leading performance in a drama. If anyone
Mm.
you guys don't know, she was in Killers of the Flower Moon, which is the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. So props to her. But yeah, I mean, there's, go up,
I
look it
must have
up.
been in a hole this year because I have not heard of any of these anything. I haven't heard of anything that you are
I
mentioning.
I've heard of flowers, and I think it's actually going to be on Apple like within the
Mm.
next few weeks, which I do plan on checking it out. So I did hear of that one, and I did hear of the boy. Look, I took the article down. I don't remember what the title is,
The
but the
boy
one
on
that beat
heroin.
Spider.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I did
Sorry.
hear of that one, and
Sorry.
I've been meaning to check it out because, like I said, I
Mm.
do like animes, and I do like
Mm.
the Japanese animation movies that come out.
Mm.
I think they're really, really good movies. And I always and I anytime I hear about a new one that's coming out, I always try to catch them, but I haven't yet. Hopefully I'll be able to get caught up with all that soon. But yeah, that was the Golden
Mm.
Globes. If you watched
Shout
it,
out to the Golden Globe. Oh, I did see that the girl, I don't know her name. I know her from Abbott Elementary. She
hmm
plays Janine's sister on Abbott
hmm
Elementary. But it's the show with the chef.
yes,
I don't
I
know
know
what
what
the
you're
show
talking
was
about.
called.
Something with a
They up
bear.
in the kitchen. Something. Oh, the bear up in the kitchen. Something like that. The bear cooking in the kitchen. The bear made a souffle. That's what it was. Um,
We're
but
gonna
the
get ripped to
girl
shreds.
for for yeah, bring it on. The girl, I guess, is the opposite, the other lead. I don't know. I ain't never seen the show, y'all, but I think she got Best Actress in a comedy series or
hmm
something like that. So shout out to her because
Yes.
she has last 2023 was her year because she also had that movie.
hmm
Put it on the bottom. Your bottoming. Uh, Botswana. Uh, Bottom in a manger. Something. I don't remember. Something.
We did not do our research with this one.
Y'all, I'm pulling it out of thin air. Listen, this is why Crystal did the segment because I don't know what's going on. Um,
I do want to give a shout out to Florence Pugh for those who don't know her or will probably know her best from. She plays Yelena in the MCU, Natasha Romanoff's younger sister, but she's been in a plethora of movies. She's an amazing actress. But I will say. I give props to her because for the last couple years, she's been showing up to these red carpets with her nipples out and just making
Mm.
all the boys mad. Like, all the
Why?
boys mad, all the Republicans, all the people. Like, and she's just like, I don't understand. They're just nipples. Like, get over it. Shout out to her because
Wow.
she looked amazing. She always looks amazing. She's such a gorgeous person. I think the
Mm.
next time you're going to see her is in the second Dune. I think she'll be playing a character in that.
I can't wait for that to
Shout
come
out to
out.
her. Yes, me too. I'm big.
I need
I
to do
like the
my
first one.
Googles after this because I did not. I did not. Oh, you know what? And I need to shut up.
I was about to say, isn't your wife sitting in the room?
Okay. And with that, we are going to steamroll ahead before I get in trouble. Just I do want to mention before we get into what the people are really here for. They don't want to hear us run our mouths,
I
but I do
know.
want to mention real quick. I really, I did some traveling over the holiday, and I really appreciate everybody who gave us, who shouted out the show, who told us how much they enjoyed the show. Random people that I saw when I was out at the Food Lion and the TJ Maxx and all that stuff. People stopping, visiting with family and friends and stuff and saying that, they enjoyed the show and, aspects that they like, stuff they wish we did more. And I say that to say, all of you all listening, because we know you're listening, we see the numbers, y'all be
Mhm.
commenting, y'all be sharing, we see all of that. And Crystal really likes interacting with you all. Because I'm going to be interacting more. I was just doing a lot of traveling over the break. So y'all have to say thank you, Crystal, for all the interactions, okay, in the posts over the break. Because Crystal kept things alive. So everybody say thank you, Crystal. But I say that to say, you all out there in listening and watching land, make sure that you give us the feedback. Tell us what you want to see, not just in the comment section of these videos, even though we love to see them on our reels and stuff and on our YouTube videos. We love to see them. Tell us, send us an email, tandcrystals@gmail.com. Let us know what you want to hear more of, what you want to see more of, if you want more cues, elements, if there's something you want us to change, about the way we structure the show. We take all your suggestions. They're very important to us. And I think that's very important for you all to know at the top of 2024 because we do want to continue to evolve and grow and give you all the type of show that you want to consume. So I just had to throw that in there before we continue. Is there anything you wanted to add, Crystal?
No, because I can already hear my mom in my ear going, "Get to the story! Get to the
Okay.
story! Story
Okay.
time!"
And mind you, that's kind of why I mentioned it because we we get opposing points of view. So that's why I want
Mhm.
more feedback to know like, okay, which direction do we need to lean on? Because we got some people that's like, I want to know you more, as a
Right.
person. And then we
Yeah.
have other people that's like, shut your ass up and give me that story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we've gotten those type of comments on videos and stuff, even with the length of our stories and stuff. So
Mhm.
I just want to put that out there quickly so y'all can give us, y'all feedback so we know which direction to go in so we can give y'all what the majority of people listening want to hear and see.
Yes.
So
Agreed.
I will be getting us into Reddit land this week, back down into the Reddit rabbit hole. I had climbed out of there for a couple of weeks, got some fresh air, um, got me some carrots, to fend off the rabbits down in the hole so they don't eat me alive. So the first one is, of course, from the subreddit r/ am I the asshole? So this story goes as follows. Am I the asshole for ordering food to go when my friend group wanted to split the check evenly? Here we go.
I
This
can
has been an
already
on
tell you.
I and honestly I picked it because I knew you would have a strong opinion about this.
Mhm.
So I want to see what you have to say about this because, we'll see if we agree or not. This has been an ongoing issue. I have a friend group that likes to eat fancy food. Personally, for me, I'm fine getting something cheap on the menu. This issue, oh, excuse me. The issue is they always want to split the check. I've had a conversation so many times with them that I just want to pay my portion of the check for what I have ordered. And it results in an argument where I have to bend over and everyone is mad at me. I also make a lot more than my friends, so it always results in them basically calling me cheap. They don't understand that I want to pay for my meal, and that's it. Anyways, we went out to eat yesterday and they all ordered things that were around $30. I got the house salad and my total was $12. They told the server to split the bill and I didn't want to fight about it again. So I asked the server to add on to the bill an entree and a dessert for me to take home. This resulted in my bill going up to somewhere in the $30 range. So they asked me, what am I doing? And I told them, I'm getting more food. Of course, they got upset that I increased the price that they needed to pay. And this resulted in another argument and them thinking that I am a jerk. And then they give us a just a very very short edit. I guess there were a lot of people in the comments that were giving them suggestions, probably something along the lines of what we're thinking right now. So they said that they've done everything that Reddit has suggested, ranging from asking the server to take their bill out and then them going to pay for it separately from the group. They've also spoken to the group, but anything that they do other than splitting the bill makes the group pissed at them. So, Crystal, what say you? Is this person the asshole?
No. And I think this person needs to get a new group of friends. If
Hey,
you're making more than them, it's time to upgrade. Um because let me tell you something. I see so much of this, especially since I got the TikTok for this podcast and now use it to my personal use. Um I see I see a lot of videos where this happens. Now, granted, I know a lot of people in the comments are always skeptical. Is this real? Are they just acting? It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, this scenario does happen a lot. And I will say, I don't understand if I don't understand the splitting the check. Like if it's me and a friend and we've kind of ordered stuff and we've picked off each other's plate, yeah, I'm cool. Even though I don't drink and they do, if they've only had one or two drinks or something like that, I don't mind just splitting in half. I get it. It's quicker, it's faster, whatever. But when you've got a whole group of people, not everybody's going to order the same amount. And there are going to be people in your group, possibly like me, who doesn't drink. So you're adding alcohol on top of alcohol, which are like at least $10 per drink. So your bills are like ranging for one person in anywhere between, depending on where you go to, the 30s to upwards to $100. And me, who just got an entree and a Coke, and maybe an appetizer or dessert or something like that, mine is going to be anywhere between $15 to $25. I'm not trying to split it evenly when it wasn't even to begin with. Like, that's not even. So if it was reversed, you would be feeling the same way. And just because he's making more than you and he doesn't want to spend as much as you, that's not being cheap, that's being smart. How else are you going to be able to keep your I don't want to necessarily say wealth, but that's the best word I can think of, your wealth, if you're just spending it willy-nilly? No, that's a responsible adult. They're like, "Hey, I'm not interested in spending all this on food. I'm just here for the experience and I'm happy to get this." You know, I, no, you're not the asshole.
I'm with you. I'm with
Mm,
you. I think it's very wild that they would even fix their mouth to say something when his bill is $12. Like, of course, if I'm gonna be paying for y'all food, then I might as well get a benefit from this. Like, I might as well get just as much food as y'all. I'm on hungry tonight. I had a big lunch. I had a meeting, at my job where I make more
mhm.
money than you at my job. So I'm not finna be paying for y'all meals and not reaping any benefits. But you know what? Overall, I hate a split the bill situation. I can't stand it. I'm not splitting no bill. If we all go out to eat, either it's finna be I'm paying the bill, or you paying the bill, or if it's a big group, if it's like 2 4 people, split it up, split it up. But I hate an itemized situation. If you're going out to eat at our age, if you're young, I would say between 18 and I'll even give you 25, because you can't even rent a car on your own. Sure, go out with your friends and ruin that server's night by asking them to split the bill 14 ways. Sure. After you get your together, and you around that 28, 29, 30, and beyond stage, listen, somebody in this group got a credit card. Okay. All of the work needs to be done on the back end. Somebody needs to put the bill on a credit card. Make sure it's whatever credit card yields you the biggest return, because there's a lot of cash back cards these days. Yo, 1 2%. If you're really really crazy, you might get 3% back on dining that month. Check your statements, see what you're getting. Then you can go back and be like, all right, Charlotte, you better cash at me, you better Zelle me, you better Venmo me that 35.98, whatever, whatever, whatever. But that's a conversation y'all need to have as a group before you go out to dinner. I can't understand how y'all are not having these conversations before y'all set in them seats and get to ordering uh toilet waters. Cause that's what them cocktails be. I don't know if anybody else has that experience, but them cocktails be sugary. Like, yeah, you on the toilet and stuff. But that's a conversation y'all need to have beforehand. And I think the adult way to handle that situation, um, as a group, is to have one person put it on their credit card and then send out the cash app requests the next day. And whoever don't pay, girl, you ain't invited next time.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't even know if I would do the wait the next day, me personally. Like if I'm gonna be cash apping somebody, like I'm doing it there at the table while they're paying. Like, okay, look at the bill, tell me what my portion is so I can immediately start cash apping you, because I see a lot of scenarios where they do this, but then they have to chase down the people to get their money back.
Yeah.
And or the people that Venmo them, they only Venmo them the subtotal. They don't include any taxes, any tips, or anything like that. So you're still,
Mm,
as a credit card person, paying that little bit extra for them.
yeah.
But I agree that this is a conversation y'all should be having before you even sit down. Like, this should not
Hmm.
be an issue where the person comes in and everyone's just like, no.
Hmm.
And if you can't afford to go out to eat, don't go out to eat. I understand you want to be social. And if that's the case, then you got to be that one person to be comfortable sitting there going, "You know what? I don't got the funds, but I just want to hang out with y'all. Like, I'm cool with it." And you might get one of those friends, because I am one of those people who be like, "I'll pay for you. Don't even worry about it." Because I'm going to assume that in a similar situation, or not even like next month when we go out to eat again, that you're going to be like, "Hey, you paid for me last time. I got you this time. Cool. Thank you so much." But yeah, I'm in agreement. Like, those conversations to be had beforehand. And you guys cannot bully your friends who don't want to be a part of that. If they want their own check, just them, and they only be okay with that, because there's still someone else in your group who might be willing to split the thing evenly. But if there's one person that's just one portion that's out of it, or whoever's portions that's out of it, like, that's their personal preference. Why are you getting mad about it? Why are
Hmm.
you getting mad because they're not willing to spend money on you that they didn't participate in? You know?
Hmm.
That's
Right.
my opinion. But yeah,
Yeah, it's
I'm a
it's I can't imagine having a friend that I know makes more money than me, and I'm running the bill up because I know we finna split it. Like,
yeah.
like, you don't need to, like Crystal said, it may be time for you to level up. And I don't like the idea of leaving friends behind based on their reach, like what they can
Right.
afford, what they can do.
Same.
But the
Same.
reality is, you may have to put that person in a separate friend group. This may have to be a
Mm-hmm.
person that you can't go out and do things with. You can come to the house, put something on the grill, kick back, have your little cocktail or two, and
Mm-hmm.
have you a good time. But this ain't the person that you inviting to the Hamptons. To
Yeah.
split a villa or something. Like
Yeah.
that's a new
Because
group of friends.
they're taking advantage of you. It's one thing to invite those people over knowing that they can't afford it and they're only going to be able to contribute so much. That's in a whole other ballpark. As long as they're not expecting you to do something. I'm in agreement. I don't think you need to drop your friends because you suddenly make more money than them or anything like that. It's about how they react when you're doing really well. If they're not those kind of people who can be really happy for you and have no expectations back, you might have to adjust your circle a little bit or how your circle hangs out, if that makes sense. Because there are some people who are moochers. They see and they're not happy about you rising, so they got to find little ways to bring you down a little bit to humble you or whatever. um,
Exactly.
yeah.
Or you could just be, what, never mind. Never mind.
It
Never
could
mind.
just be
Never mind.
you, so
Yeah. But that's a whole nother conversation.
that's a whole nother conversation.
So yes, not that you are not the asshole
Not the
for wanting to
asshole.
split your check, and you may need to find a new group of friends at least to go out to dinner with. Just don't go with these people no more. Let them have
Yes.
their good time and hang out with them when they decide to go to the beach for free.
Yes.
All right, Crystal, you got one for us?
Yes. Mine is, I found this excuse me. I found this on Reddit on Wiki. So I guess it's just basically people who find stories that they really like and they just repost them or whatever. So this story says my 26 male fiance, 24 female, is reconsidering our relationship over a sandwich. So, next month, we'll have been together for 3 years. We have been living together for 11 months, and I proposed 5 months ago. This situation is absolutely absurd to me. A couple of weeks ago, my 26 male fiance, 24 female, asked me to get takeaway because she was too tired to cook. She's an A&E nurse and was still recovering after having coronavirus caught from the ward at work. I went to Greg's after work. I had a voucher where I could get a second free sandwich identical to my first order. I ordered us tuna crunch baguettes. I forgot that she's allergic to several types of fish and shellfish, including tuna. If it was an honest mistake on my part, and she flipped out. I offered to cook for her. I was going to let it go because she was just getting over being ill, but she was still mad the next day and left our flat to go stay with one of her mates. Besides the tuna, she was also upset that I couldn't recite her usual Greg's order by heart or her order from another one of our regular takeaways, even though she knew mine. She has a better memory than I do because she needs it for work. She has a return and she said she's reconsidering our relationship over a sandwich. She says the sandwich is just a symptom, but that's absurd. I made a mistake forgetting her allergy, but I don't believe it's something to end the relationship over. She was disappointed when I got home and told her what sandwiches I bought, but I didn't think it would be something she'd leave over. My family and even my mates say I'm right, and this is absurd for her to be reconsidering because of a sandwich. The one time I spoke to her since she has left, she says her family all agrees with her. Our lease is up at the end of next month, and she told me to go ahead without her if I want to stay in our flat. I do love her and I want to marry her. It's completely absurd to me that I am in this situation, and I cannot believe it.
Okay, so she has been wanting to leave him. That's number one. Sir, you have been blind to the fact that this lady has been quiet quitting your relationship for months. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if she actually caught COVID from her side, man. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. You might want to see about it because I'm not saying, and I'm not even saying she's in the wrong for it. Because let me tell you something. As crazy as it is and as crazy as it sounds, and I may get towed up in the comment section, I completely see where she's coming from. I completely see where she's coming from because it's way deeper than you not knowing what my favorite order is. Because I mean, I could see, sometimes maybe you just don't pay attention to that, but it's compounded on the fact that obviously you all frequent restaurants enough to where she does remember your orders. So you're already looking bad, sir. You're already looking bad because obviously y'all are ordering the same thing all the time. But it's the fact that you forgot that she is allergic to fish. That's not something you just forget. If somebody has a peanut allergy, you don't forget that. If somebody has a shellfish allergy, you don't forget that. If somebody has celiac disease, you don't forget that. If somebody's because it's so specific, not very many people, at least in my life, are allergic to fish. And you bought that lady a whole tuna fish. The name fish is in it. I could have seen if it was a cod sandwich or if it was a salmon sandwich. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't hear the word fish. You might not think it's a tuna fish sandwich. You deserve to get left. I ain't gonna hold you. You're probably forgetting things about her left and right. And this was she was already sick. She may have been on her deathbed behind that COVID. And she said, you know what, bitch, I saw the light last night. And I looked back and I saw you standing at the end of the tunnel, and I started to run into it. And you know what? That's a dark thought. I gotta get out of this house. Absolutely not. Ma'am, I'm on your side, sir. Was this an am I the asshole
It wasn't an
situation?
am I the asshole? No,
Well,
it doesn't
I'm
look like
making it
it.
one. Y'all, you are the asshole, sir.
Yeah.
And you deserve to get left
So
behind the
there was a couple of
sandwich.
there was a
Sorry.
couple of comments that perfectly sum up basically what you're saying. One person said her saying that the sandwich is just a symptom might mean that she hasn't felt seen, heard, or valued in a while. Someone else responded to that and said, when I read the title, my first thought was, I bet it's not about the sandwich. And then finally, someone said, allergies can be severe, especially fish and nuts. And forgetting allergies in a relationship is where you provide in which you provide or share food is a huge red flag and could be lethal to the allergic partner. In addition, this was probably just the last straw in a series of selfish acts. Everything in his defense talk screams that he has no clue what is wrong. And then someone had to give a nice little punchline and said, "You mean shellfish acts?"
Jail. Because that was like that was not, sir. Whatever site you are on, they deserve to delete your account and ban you for at least 6 months. Start over, learn your lesson, because that was horribly disrespectful. Okay, so
It
the
was.
craft of comedy. Okay,
But it seems everyone's in agreement with you because when it comes to
absolutely.
allergies, that is not something. That is the one thing you do not forget. That's just common sense. I can understand that there are people out there who was like, "Oh, I don't remember your order. I don't remember the allergies." Allergies where your partner can
Come on,
literally die. If you
come
can't
on.
remember that, that's fine. But we are not compatible. You need to be with somebody who does not have an allergy that you're going to
Mm.
forget and possibly kill me.
I remember my best friend's allergy. Like anytime we're together, I know what her allergy is.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
for me to not know my significant other's allergy is that's a really big window into she when she realized that she was probably like, what if we have kids?
Mhm.
You're never going to okay, you know what? Because now you're playing with my future children's lives and everything else. And she probably fell down the rabbit hole of thoughts of like, oh my God, I have
You're right.
wasted my time here. Like, I can never be with this man. I need to go now. And
Mhm.
I am so happy that she just got her stuff and went on by her. She beat feet. She did not waste any time. She did not homegirl passed go and kept going. Okay. Shout out to you, man, for making that decision.
Yes.
You did the right thing in this situation.
Yes. Okay, so I have one more story that I think we can squeeze in. This one is an Am I the Asshole? This one says, Am I the asshole for giving my friend a phony potential baby name so she'd quit asking? This is a throwaway for privacy. A good college friend of mine, Roxy, married my husband's cousin, and our kids will share their last name. We're now in our late 20s. I'm 29 weeks pregnant, and Roxy just gave birth to her first, a daughter. Being friends, Roxy and I compared notes, but she also kept asking what I'd go with namesakes or name what I'd go with name wise. I told her she'll find out when my baby comes. Once I found out I'm having a boy, no, I won't say his name, she got more incessant about what girl name I'd pick, saying it's not like it matters now, as if I won't have another kid. I got annoyed and asked my husband if I'd be wrong to just give a fake name to shut her up. He suggested, now, let me preface this. I did not take Spanish. I do not know any Spanish. I'm so sorry. I took French. And even that, I've never been good with pronunciations. So, back to the story. He suggested merda, merda, which is Spanish for shit. I know I butchered it, didn't I? I butchered it. I'm so sorry.
No, I don't know what it is, but it's just the name itself. But I will give my reaction at the end.
Okay.
How is it spelled?
Mierda.
Mierda, Mierda,
Mierda? Mierda?
Mierda, Mierda, something like that.
Oh, our Spanish people are like,
exit,
exit.
Baby, I'm being negro, you know.
I'm so sorry.
Woo!
Like, at least because I've taken French for so many years, if I come across a French word, I might be able to get it across, even though my pronunciation has always been terrible. But I did not take any Spanish.
Yeah, baby, I failed Spanish in middle school, so
exactly.
Take that for what it is, okay?
So she said, I said that to Roxy when she asked me for the 9th time. No exaggeration. That's how many times I remember her asking if I may. That's how many times I may have been asking. It may have been more. They went with that name. But guess what? Their OBGYN speaks Spanish and informed them exactly what that name was. My husband's cousin called me to cuss me out, saying I am a heartless bee for embarrassing him and Roxy and ruining what should have been the greatest moment of joy in their lives. I didn't think of that angle and realized I wouldn't like it if someone did that to me. So am I the asshole? They did do an edit. They said, for all y'all asking, I wasn't trying to be petty. I just wanted Roxy to stop annoying me. I thought she'd look it up and laugh at the joke and not actually name her kid that. We're not talking right now. I'm going to wait till she reaches out, and that may be a long time. My husband told me that if they try to yell at me again, to hand the phone to him since it was his shitty idea, and he'll clean up the mess. He didn't expect them to use it either. I can't get back to each and every one of y'all, but I appreciate their support. Glad my husband's joke made some of y'all laugh, and maybe Roxy should have taken the cue.
Listen here, lady. I don't find that shit funny. I don't find it cute. I think that you are dead ass wrong. You are the asshole for this. Because why would you even play on that lady time and then try to turn around and play the victim? You knew exactly what you were doing when you told that lady that name, because you could have come up with literally any name on earth. You could have told her Alicia, and it would have been boom, done, just like that. You was trying to be cute, you was trying to be funny, and you was trying to embarrass that lady because you knew that there was a chance that she was gonna name that baby that. And when you didn't hear anything back, like, oh, ha 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 ha, you told me to name my, like, why would you even put that on that lady child? Why would you put that energy on that lady's child to name that baby shit? Like, really? Listen, no. Crystal, let's y'all, Crystal, she lost her tea. Let's really sit down here and think about this, y'all. Let's do the math. She was really annoyed with that lady. She got that shitty suggestion from her man and then gave said suggestion to that lady knowing exactly what it meant. She wanted to name that she called that baby a piece of shit before the baby even got into the world. Ma'am, I hope that your child came out healthy because as a pregnant woman, as scary as pregnancy can be from conception to birth, baby, anything can happen in between there. Postpartum, you can still be taken out of this world behind giving birth. For you to play on somebody else's child top or somebody else's pregnancy like that, for me, I don't play like that. You would never have to worry about me as a friend ever again if you did some stuff like that to me. Especially now, if I had looked it up beforehand, I would have been annoyed, but I would have seen like, okay, all right, she was maybe, and you know what? Maybe she wouldn't have even gotten it then because she would have really been like, why did you tell me that? Because wouldn't have realized that you were annoyed by her, which just cuts to the point of all of this. Start communicating with people. Stop playing these games. All of this could have been avoided if you had just said, girl, you are getting on my damn nerves. Asking me about this name. I ain't trying to tell you this name because I don't want you to steal it. My wife and I actually had this situation with our friends who just had their baby, what, almost 2 months ago now, where we had a name that we had picked out, but we hadn't shared it with anybody. Our daughter almost had this name, but then we shared that name with them, if we had a child in the future, and they were like, oh, actually, we want that name. And we was like, damn. But then we had a conversation like, okay, we really still like that name. So depending on who has a child first that lines up with that gender, then that's the person who gets the name. You know what I'm saying? And we just talked about it, but that could have been a whole situation like this one where now friendships are over forever because you wanted to play and you didn't want to communicate. You know, you didn't want to be an adult about it. Krista, this has pissed me off. This I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna take my hands off the wheel. But then it made me mad with this one. That was ridiculous. And I don't blame the husband and the wife for cussing you out. And I hope that your man get the phone so they can cuss his ass out too. Doggone it.
I get what you're saying. I do. Completely get what you're saying. But to me, they got what they deserve. I'm sorry. They got what they deserve. She did this knowing she was intentionally trying to steal this woman's name. Why didn't you just be original and come up with your own damn name? Like you're waiting till the because especially since she's 29 weeks and you're already having the baby. Like so you're very far along. You're telling me that instead of spending time looking for a name that you genuinely like, you were trying to hound this woman because the only name that you were going to choose was going to be whatever came out of this woman's mouth. Why? Why? I just don't get it. And I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying that, anyone is entitled to any one name. I'm not. But the fact that you hounded this woman as much as you did just screamed, whatever name you tell me, that's what I'm going to go for, which is what happened. So while it's not right that you essentially named your cousin's child shit, um, I'm sorry. Like, I want to show me what your baby name list was because I just don't think it was ever made. I think whatever name was this lady was going to name it, that was what you were going to name it. And I just think that's stupid. Like, I just don't understand that. Like,
Mm,
why?
yeah.
Like, I understand hearing someone's name and you're like, oh my God, that's actually really pretty. I really like that. That's one thing. But to me, this screamed like, we're in some sort of competition. So because she can't use that girl name, I have to have it. It has to be mine,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
if I like it or not. Although I agree, maybe I wouldn't have gone. I wouldn't have thought of that name in particular. I would have thought of something really basic. I'm not going to say any names in case there's any basic names out there that take offense to it. But, I would have
Uh,
thought of something that I really didn't like genuinely did not care for, something really
mhm.
simple. And this is not a basic name, but everyone and their mother has a middle name, Marie. Your mother, your friend's mother, someone's middle name is
Hey,
Marie.
hey now.
Marie or Anne or something.
Now
So
why you
something
coming at
like
my
that.
baby middle name?
Look, someone's
Why
middle
you
name. Everyone has a tree branch of family members whose middle name is Marie or Anne or Elizabeth or something like that.
mm.
So it's probably going to be, I get you. It'll be the same for me.
Mm.
But yes, that's what I would have. Yeah, we're just thinking of something really simple. We want to, with all these Khaleesi's and these, extra,
Oh.
we're gonna bring it back. We're gonna bring it back. We're gonna go old school. So it's gonna be an Anne or it's gonna be a
Yeah.
Marie or something like that. That way, when they name that, I can be like, yeah, we're gonna go with Jamada, something real obscure or something like that. But yeah, but ultimately, I mean, me having said I don't know Spanish, I never took Spanish. I was never around a lot of Spanish speaking people. I still understood, like I just saw the word and knew exactly what it meant. So, the fact that you didn't even have an inkling of what this meant either,
Mm.
yeah, I'm sorry. Now, granted, maybe if you were that person, maybe you should have checked back up and like, hey, by the way, I hope you don't actually name your baby that. We was just kidding. Like when you heard they were in labor or something like that, maybe that would have been the good time to just reach out just to double check that they weren't trying to steal your name and be like, hey, I heard you guys are in labor. Just so you know, I hope you're not planning on naming like you understood that when I said that name, it was actually a Spanish word for that. That way the baby would have been born and they would have had to think of their own name.
Yeah.
Maybe it wouldn't have been as bad if you had done something like that. But I'm gonna go, if this was an Am I the Asshole, I would have said something like everyone sucks in this situation. I wouldn't consider
Mm.
you the asshole because I find it funny. But
I, it,
I also
I,
get what Timmy is
mm-mm.
saying.
Because I don't find it. There's no problem for me with them giving a fake name. You know what I'm saying? Or leading her in the wrong direction. I don't think, girl, because that would get on my damn nerves too. If I know you trying to steal my baby name, I ain't gonna give you the name. But it's the fact that y'all gave this lady this shitty name in disguise is crazy to me. If you know that lady's gonna name her baby that, if you know that, it's on you. Now I can't stand it. I can't stand it. And you know what? I hope that your baby's first dirty diaper is explosive diarrhea and it just splatters all over your chest and then you end up in a shitty situation
And you know what?
because
You know what? As the person
mhm,
I would accept that. I'd be like, okay, Karma,
you
you got me. You got me. Still funny as shit. Still funny as shit. But you got me.
oh my god.
So that's
But
what
you
I
know if
got.
they make up, you know they have to, the baby nickname gonna have to be like Lil Doo Doo or something. Like, come here. Come here, Lil Doo Doo. Come here. Oh, look at you. Come here, Lil Doo Doo. Instead of Papa,
Look.
you know a lot of people call little kids Papa or Mama and stuff. Little
Mm-hmm.
Poo Poo. Come here, little Poo Poo. Oh, oh, that's my little Poo Poo. That's my little Shoopy Doo. My little Poo Poo. I love that. Yeah, actually, that's cute. That's kind of cute. That's kind of cute, actually. Oh, that was a good
Not
time
for
for
that
some.
child who's 16 and is like, why is your cousins, why are they calling you poo poo?
Why are they calling you Doo Doo? Why? Look, come here, because
Look,
especially if
I
you
was
like from
looking
the
at this.
country, and people like give you names like Pop or Bubba
Mm-hmm.
or Screw, just random ass names. What if they called that baby Dump? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I heard Dump coming down here tonight. You know what I'm saying? You got to be from the country to get that joke. That was
Yeah.
wow. Okay, sorry. Please continue.
Nope, I'm done. That's it.
Okay,
That
well,
was it.
wow. Thank you for dropping that deuce on us, Crystal. We really appreciate y'all can't get me started on doodle humor because that I love it. Oh my god. Well, Crystal, thank you for that. I truly appreciated that brought my spirits right. You done woke me up right before I was supposed to go to bed. Hell. Um, but of course, once again, thank you all so much for joining us for another episode of the Tea and Crystals podcast. If you have liked what you have heard, please leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you are listening to our podcast. If you liked what you saw, give it to them one time, Crystal. Just yeah. If you like what you saw, hit me up in my no, I'm playing. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe on YouTube. That is so important. Y'all have been subscribing and commenting and everything over there. Please keep it going. We would really love to see our subscribers grow over 2024. Make sure that you subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Facebook by searching Tea and Crystals Podcast. Make sure you follow us on the TikTok at Tea and Crystals Podcast and follow us on Instagram at Tea and Crystals Pod. Crystal, is there anything that you want to say to the people before we get the hell up out of here?
No, I'm ready to wrap it up because I'm pretty sure I just heard my brother enter the house, and I know that he's going to try and get on this podcast as quickly as possible.
Okay, let's go. See y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.